We're going to go ahead and learn how to wire up our first circuit. This circuit diagram here represents the battery, the resistor, and the LED. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to translate from a circuit diagram into a real life breadboard situation. So first thing I like to do, of course, is power up my breadboard. So in order to power the breadboard, I'm going to have to connect the battery with a wire to the breadboard. So I'm going to get something from the plus side, and it can go in any of these sections here on the column, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in that first section because I like to save space. So that positive side goes into the positive rail. So then I want to connect up the negative side. So the negative side can also go onto that same rail on the left side, or what I like to do is I like to put it on the other rail just to maintain space. So now this is what my breadboard looks like when it's nice and powered up. Okay, so this is the battery. I'll see the plus side is connected to a wire, and the wire connects into the resistor, right? So let's go ahead and place our resistor onto the board. So to place it on the board, I'm going to put it in C8 on one side and then C11 on the other side. So the resistor is going to plug in with C8 on one side and C11 on the other side. So now that my resistor is theoretically plugged in, the blue line shows everything that connects to the top part of the resistor, and the yellow line shows everything that connects to the bottom part of the resistor. Okay, so after I hit the resistor, then I'm going to hit the LED, right? So what would the LED look like on the board? I'm going to put the LED on the other side, and I'm going to put it on I7 and H8, right? So this short leg goes onto 7, I7, and the long leg goes onto H8, right? So now I'm seeing the battery, the resistor, and the LED just like in the diagram. Now the question is, how do I properly wire them up so that I can get the circuit to actually work? Because if I put the components on the board, that's awesome, but I need the electricity to flow between the components. So like we did first, we did the power from the plus into the positive rail. So now I can grab any of these ports, right? So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one, and I'm going to make a wire into A8, because any place on row 8 would give a connection to this part of the resistor, which is what our intention is, right? So now that this wire is in there, I want to connect this part of the resistor to the LED, right? So this side, right, the electricity comes here and it flows down, flows here into the blue. Okay, now I go through the resistor, and now from this side of the resistor, I want to come connect to the LED just like this wire connects to the LED. So I get my wire from here. Let's see, go from anywhere in 11, so I can go from this spot or I can go from this spot, but it's your preference. And then I go into row 8. By going into row 8 like that, I'm actually bridging this gap and I'm connecting the wire so that the electricity can continue to flow between the components that we need. So from the positive, it goes to the positive rail hits row 8, transfers from row 8 to the top of the resistor, comes down to the resistor, which is row 11, which I connected another wire, which then hops over into row 8, right? So now the electricity is getting into the LED, but it hasn't completed the circuit, so it won't light up yet, okay? So now what do we need? We need one more wire to close up the circuit, right? Because the circuit has to be completely connected in order for the electricity to flow. So I would get a wire and I would put it in anywhere in row 7. So I can get this spot right here, J7, and plug it into this ground part of the power rail. And so what you'll notice is now I have a complete circle, right? I go from the positive down, down, into the top of the resistor, out of the bottom of the resistor, into the top of the LED, out of the bottom of the LED, and closing it off to hit the bottom of the battery. So this is a complete circuit. And once we wire it up like this, then we'll actually see some action.